Hello, everybody in chat. This is a kind of fake opening because I have been streaming for about 20 minutes waiting for people to arrive in the stream so we can do the official world tour of the soon-to-be retired Survivor World on Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition, because now we have Minecraft on Nintendo Switch. Not an edition, it's the Bedrock one, the Better Together one, which is the new code and has crossplay and everything. So it's time to say goodbye to this world, because my base was built over water and we won't get many of the new aquatic stuff if we stay here. And also, new code, new challenge, new fun. And also, the redstone that we used in this world kind of broke a bit when we converted across to Bedrock, so that's why we're in the existing version for the world tour. It's been like about a year and a half. We've been playing this version of Minecraft since it launched. I originally installed it and booted it up and said, you know, I bought it, installed it, booted it up. I'm curious, because I've been playing Minecraft on Java for many years. Well, I love the Switch. How does Minecraft go on the Switch? Let's try it out. I expect it to hate it. Limited world sizes, limited glass recycling, limited draw distance, limited world sizes, you know, thumbstick controls. But I started to build this world and I started to get really attached to the stuff we were doing and building, and so we stayed in this world. I stopped playing the Java edition basically almost completely for the last year and a half as we got sort of sunk into this world. So we are down in the bottom corner of the map here. This is where we spawned. This is somewhere near where we spawned. I can't remember the exact spawn point because I reset it to be near my base for convenience sake, but somewhere down the bottom of the corner of the map here was our spawn. And right up there in the top left-hand corner is where our base is. So let's start sort of flying over the world and we'll make our way up to where I built my base. Are you going to be streaming Mario Rabbids DLC? Enjoyed you streaming that? Yeah, yep. I've already got the code for the DLC for that, so we'll probably do that. So when we started this world, we started looking for a place to build our base. So we explored in sort of this general direction. We went a little bit north of here. I think we went around sort of this side of the mountain here, and sort of tried to find a cool place to set up base. We came across the mesa up here. I remember that, and I love mesas. I think mesas are awesome. But we didn't set up base here because in my Java world, I'd built my base around a mesa. And, you know, every time you start a new Minecraft world, you want to try something slightly different. You set up in a different location, you build things slightly differently. So the mesa was out, as much as I like them, because look how cool they look. And this would have been a great place for a base. Oh, I forgot about this thing there. Little temple down there. I don't remember whether we raided that or not. Did we see that as we're coming in? Might have. Thank you, glass recycling. Right on time to ruin my recording. But yeah, this is an awesome looking mesa. The seed for this world, by the way, if you are curious and you want to check out the seed for yourself, it'll only work this way on the Nintendo Switch edition. On Bedrock, it doesn't. The seed is completely different, obviously, because it's different code. Yeah, we did come this way. Look, there's my little. That might have been the remnants of a little bitch column right there, a little cobble bitch column where I was trying to get a view of the area or escape skeletons or something. Remnants. So yeah, we definitely came this way. Yeah, the seed for this world, sorry, I was about to say, is Blunty's MC Switch. Capital B for Blunty. Capital M, capital C, C for Minecraft. Capital S for Switch. And that was the seed we used, because it's Blunty's Microsoft Minecraft Switch world. So, around here somewhere we should be coming up on our base. Here we go, here's the jungle over here. And there we go, there's my base. So once we found this area, we found a nice little pond, a nice little shoreline. And let me take you over to our first little survival hut, which is now a rabbit hutch. As the rest of the world joins in. Bloop. Yeah, so we came across this shoreline here, big ocean out front, nice little pond here, which I thought was quite nice. Relatively flat area. There used to be a mountain over here, just sort of zerp in that area over there, but we chopped that down to make room for some builds. But yeah, this was my first little survival house. Most of it's still intact. We'll just close that so the rabbits don't go out. So my first survival bed, you know, we had our basic sort of survival setup here. We did have some chests in here, but they went. And yeah, that was my first little survival hut. That's where we started. This is where we started to grow this world. This little hut right here. Over on this tiny little hill here, we had like a dozen different chests. We had a big just pile of chests for our first storage system, basically. Remembrance. I know, Skull Kid, right? I know, remembrance. Remembrance. It's all coming back, isn't it? It's all coming back. I forgot I had chests here until I started talking about the survival house. This was the first storage area before we built the actual storage area. So, the idea for this world was kind of a pontoon dockland, basically. Which would have been a really cool idea to do a world like this in the new aquatic update. But of course, like I said before, with each new world we try and do things a little bit differently, so we'll see what we do in the next world. But this would have been a really cool way to do a new world in an aquatic update. So if you're watching this and you're just about to start a new world in the new aquatic update, you might want to look for a seed like this and start sort of planning a build like this with all these little pontoons and docks and things like that, because it's kind of fun. Makes it easier to control spawning of mobs and stuff as well. So yeah, one of the first things we built obviously was wheat farm for sustenance. I've got a few farms over here, but we'll come back to those. But I built some big dock out here and little juts off, and we finally sort of made our proper storage system over here. So everything's got little signs on it for sand and gravel and things like that. A little auto smelters over here. We got crafting benches in the floor, which I always forget. I would always get stuff out of the furnaces and stuff and then walk over here to my main crafting bench. I'd always forget I put those damn things in the floor. I gotta stop putting crafting benches in the floor. I always forget they're there. I put them there for convenience, but then they disappear on me. I can't see them anymore. Barely not too late now. We just started. Right, so let's go back. I forget which order I did these farms in, so we'll just sort of go through them up. This is one of the last farms I built. No automation here, but it's just a basic little nether wart farm, which I think we're actually full up on. Yeah. Wheat farm over there, of course, which never really worked properly. It's I've built wheat farms like this before with flooding collection systems, but for some reason, the way the water. I mean, look at this water. Just slipping over this. I don't know. Hooray for new water physics coming. But yeah, the items would get caught up on the stairs over here for some reason. The water in the console edition just doesn't quite work the same as any other water in any other version of Minecraft I've ever played. So I had issues with my wheat farm, but I was always going to redesign it, but I never did. I just couldn't be bothered. Once we got the cow and chicken farm up for proper food, it just became easy enough to just do a few batches of this and get all the wheat we ever needed for breeding and stuff anyway. We'll probably put that map away at this point, can't we? We don't need that map there anymore. Alright, so what we've got here is my little super duper auto farm. So if we get... Let's see here. Let's get some... Where am I going to find some carrots? See, I hate this interface. The new interface works so much better in Bedrock. I can never find anything I'm after in this. I've been using it for a year and a half and I still can't find anything I ever wanted. Alright, so a little auto mini farm here, which, there's the switch. Where did I put the switch? So that just pings bone meal. So when we plant something, it grows it instantly, but it's dark in there, so it pops out of the ground, because Minecraft plants pop out of the ground when it's dark. So we just stand here and we right click, hold down the right click, and we get carrots and potatoes and whatever we need for days and days and days. And that is slightly broken, actually. That used to work a little bit better. But yeah, see them? We got a bunch of carrots already, instantly. Perhaps instead of building on the water, you can build under... Yeah, that's the general plan for Blunt Lattice. We're going to build under the water. So we're going to need lots of sand and glass and stuff, so we can see what we're doing underwater. So pretty standard auto sugarcane farm here, using the observer block. Very, very simple and easy design. As soon as the sugarcane grows up 3 blocks high, it punches them out with the pistons, and we have had all of the sugarcane and thus paper and whatever else we needed. This oversupplied us so dramatically. It's I could probably could have got by with like 5 plants, because it's just sitting there idle all the time going pump pump pump. We also have, I almost forgot I could fly. I'm in creative mode. We also have my melon farm. Whoops, daisy. I said I could fly. I believe I can fly. Fly. There we go. Again, my melon farm, which is... This is actually my own design. I came up with this on myself. I bet it's not unique to me, because it's such a simple and obvious design using observers to trigger the pistons when it sees a melon growing. I bet a bunch of people have come up with this design in their own too, but it's one of the things I'm proud of because I suck at redstone. And I figured this design out on my own, just fiddling around in a creative world in Java, actually. It works the same in Java, fortunately. But I'm kind of proud of this design. It works really, really well. Occasionally you get a pumpkin stuck. It doesn't harvest, but not very often. And so we get a little collection system under there to collect all the gubs. And again, this thing is just running all the time, so we have had just all of the melons and pumpkins we could ever want for village trades and stuff like that. In fact, are we... Yeah, I think we're full up again. Nope, nope, quite full up. I did harvest all this relatively recently for a bunch of emeralds for the villagers. I can't remember why we needed them, but we did. Oops, threw the carrots away. I'll be glad to go back to bedrock with mouse and keyboard controls. I think that's the point of the new location. Yeah. Who lived in the glass? Oh, who lived in a glass house under the sea? All right, now I need to. Whoops, wrong button again. I need to find beetroot, pumpkin, melon. Where are my cocoa beans? You imagine. Cocoa beans. God, I hate this interface so much. I really do. Oh, the number of ways I hate this interface. Big. Oh, there they are. I'm staring me in the face. Oh, crap, I missed him. Oh, I'm also clumsy in this interface. So the problem is I was playing Bedrock yesterday, where I'd switched the A and B buttons around, because I'm in Xbox head mode, because I've been playing Dauntless recently, and I'm using a controller for that, so my A and B buttons. Muscle memory has been reset to Xbox once more. So yeah, this is... Will you please fly? Hello? Why can't I fly? Fly! Oh, there we go. I guess flying is buggy in this as well as Bedrock. Maybe something I'm doing. So this is another redstone of my own design, as you might be able to tell, because it's hideous and clumsy and probably woefully inefficient. But this is one of those things I figured out on my own as well, just by trial and error. So the idea was to build a system for automatically harvesting and growing cocoa beans, much like my little mini auto farm, which is not my design, by the way. That was, I think, Exumavoid or someone like that. But based on the similar idea of trying to automate growing using bone meal as fast as possible. So if we stand here and we go, hold down that. This is one of the things that broke in Bedrock, by the way. The piston timing and everything is all wacky, so it doesn't really work properly anymore. But yeah, you can just stand here and hold down the plant key, and you'll get as much cocoa beans as you could possibly ever want. I didn't really use that many, but it's nice to have the machine. Random cow who has escaped from my cow farm, which is constantly broken. Looks like we've got one cow left inside, so we can't even demonstrate it right now. But the idea is... Please fly. There we go. The idea was we come up here on the stairs on the side here. We feed the cows the wheat. The babies come out, and the babies are small enough to dive under that little glass gap there. So when the babies sit here, they're like, hey, happy warm babies underneath the lava. But then they grow up, and then they get too big, and then their heads hit the lava, and then they die. And then they cook, and then they give me the leather and their steaks. But, yeah, there's something in the way that every time I load this world up, sometimes the cows that were in there would pop out. Like the cows would collide with each other and just go, and they would fart all over the world. Sometimes it'd be fine for weeks and weeks. Sometimes, every time I loaded up, the cows would just explode out, and I could never figure out exactly why or how. So I would often have to rebuild this. I've redesigned it like 3 or 4 times, by the way. They used to have a 1 wide hole, give them a 2 wide hole, 3 wide hole, doesn't matter. Same problem every time, so... I wonder if that's going to work better in Bedrock. We should rebuild this farm design in Bedrock and see if it works there. Because it's a very, very similar design I used in Java. It worked fine. But, whatever. There's my chicken farm. I really can't show you with the chicken farm. I mean, this is a pretty standard chicken farm, though. If you search YouTube for, like, automatic chicken farm design, you'll find something like this design. There's a pouch of chickens in there. They lay eggs. The eggs get collected. via a hopper. They get spit out by a dispenser. Sometimes those eggs will hatch in the chickens, and when they grow up, they sit there until another egg comes out, and oh, there we go. When an egg is released, larva is also briefly released. So if there's any grown-up chickens sitting in there when an egg gets released, they get also automatically cooked. That was our first permanent food farm. We built that. That was the chicken farms are always the easiest to build. They're very resource friendly. Chickens are easy to deal with. But yeah, the chicken farm came first. Then we built the cow farm. And steak is better than chicken because it keeps you full for longer. Hello, Sammy. Wait else. Get ready for my new Bedrock Switch World. Huge mushroom island. Ooh, starting out on a mushroom island. A couple hundred blocks west of spawn. Makes every game so much easier. How does a mushroom island make your game easier? I mean, I know what the benefits are of mushroom island. You know, no hostile spawns and everything, but you also get no trees. So, what came first, the chicken or the cow? Chickens came first. So, sorry, I sort of glossed over this, but this is my boat. This was built fairly late in our survivor world. But we had a sort of docklands here, and I decided to build a boat to most of the docks. And the sort of the headcanon became, this is how we arrived in the world. We sailed into the world and we arrived at these docks and then built our state. I mean, it didn't happen that way, but that's the headcanon for that. Before we go over the boat, though, so you know, it's a pretty standard vine farm. There's not much you can do to automate this in any useful way, and you don't really need vines that often, but just need somewhere to hang them and harvest them. That's fine. Cactus farm, again, very, very common design. Cactus sit on sand, surrounded by hoppers. When they grow up, they collide with the lights, and they pop off. And we've had all the green dye we could ever possibly want from that, too, because that's incredibly efficient. But yeah, we built the ship, which I'm pretty happy of. And when we start the new world, sort of the headcanon gimmick is going to be, well, we set off from this world in a ship. And I have rebuilt the sunken ship already in the new world. It doesn't look exactly like this, but it's close. It's close enough to get the idea. But in the new world, we're going to arrive by ship, and we're going to be shipwrecked, and that's how we start our survival there. But this became my proper base. We used to sleep all the time in our storage center, but I figured we need a proper base just for the sake of it. So we have our little arms up armor stand over here. My box of precious items. This is where all my survival tools are at the moment because we went to creative. I put them away so I didn't accidentally lose them. You know, little plants, little basic survival stuff over here. Don't know what that junk is there. Must have been random stuff I was clearing out my inventory. If we head up to the crow's nest, I actually set the crow's nest up as a launch pad for my elytra flights. We didn't really use the elytra much in this world, but it was nice from time to time to have an elytra launching spot. It was nice and high so we can get some good air time straight away before we got rockets and stuff. So yeah, we step on the little pressure plate here. Gates open, and out you go. From any side you like. Just launch yourself elytra style. Whee! And we have here our very special wheel, because circles in Minecraft are hard. We've got a compass here. The weird thing about this compass is it's relative to where I'm pointing, even if it's in a frame. So yeah, it's pointing to the bed over there, which is the spawn at the moment. You should send off the world by setting alight the wooden dock. I mean, this is a copy of the world, so we could do that. I wouldn't be afraid to do that. This is a copy of the world that I made for the conversion's sake. And so I could be in creative mode. We'll get to the graveyard in a second. We'll do the graveyard last, I think, because that's important. So this I'm really happy with. In most of my worlds, I build a library. For no other reason than I just like building a library. Why is there a mob in there? You shouldn't be allowed to spawn in there. How did you manage that, you little cheeky bugger? There's a bookworm skeleton in there. Golden armor and everything. Just wants to check out a book. Where's the index? He's looking for a book of how to survive sunlight, I think. Why do skeletons burn? Yeah, I used a guide to make the dome because I'm not good enough at Minecraft to do the head math to make a dome properly. So I used one of those websites that's, you know, if you just Google for Minecraft sphere or something, you'll find websites that'll teach you how to build these things layer by layer. But yeah, in every world I do, I build a library. And I'm one of the only Minecrafters I know that do that. I haven't seen many other sort of YouTuber-style Minecrafters who habitually build libraries in the world. So, you know, that's one of Blunty's signature moves, I think. Build a big library. Bibliotech. So, yeah, let's pop inside. So, I've got some glass sliding doors for a library, because why wouldn't you? Those kept working in the bedrock conversion, but not very well. Hey, dude. I was trying to be careful for a minute there, but then I remembered I'm creative, so he doesn't care about me. I was all nervous for a second. Didn't want to get pinged, but... Oh yeah, creative. I'm not used to being creative. It's kind of cute just having him poking around the world. The library. So yeah, 2 floors. We found a really cool banner design that looks like a bound book as well. A little ribbon across the middle, white pages in the middle, leather cover with the little golden sort of corner bits and things like that, just to suggest the edge of a book. I think it was really cool. Not my design. Just found it when I googled. But I really like it. And up here we got a little reading section. So we have a little index down there, a few bookshelves, nice places to sit. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the library came out. It took us a while to build because quite resource intensive getting all these bookshelves and stuff. Especially the carpet, because we didn't have a really big sheep farm for the carpet, so that took a while. But I'm really very happy with how that library came out. That's one of my favourite builds in this world, actually. Right, what's next? Dye farm. Pretty standard dye farm. We didn't need any red dye, because we've got the iron farm over there we'll get to in a second, but for the purples and the yellow, we just built a basic dye farm, which just chunks out bone meal into the double high plants, which spawns clones, basically. Although, this design works perfectly in Java, but in the console edition, sometimes the plants just land on the same block. Not a big deal, because whenever we're here, it's manually activated anyway, but whatever. Did I leave any? Yeah, here we go. You can just see the redstone there. My own redstone design, as you can tell, because it's hideous and ugly and probably way more inefficient than it needs to be. Alright. Fishing farm. Standard fishing farm for a console edition, really. If you Google for fishing farms that work in the Xbox edition, you'll probably find this design. A little bit modified from the ones that work in Java. But also kind of broke in Bedrock, so we have to find a new fishing farm design as well. That was a pretty good AFK spot to get some mending books before we got the villager trades and things like that. Alright, this thing up here is a complete failure. Well, semi-failure. This is a spawn box, but inside, and I'll go up there and bust through the side and show you in a minute. Inside set up to only spawn creepers, which it did, but very, 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 very slowly. Again, a design that works perfectly fine in Java, but fails to work in the console edition. I don't know if this is going to work in Bedrock, though. But the idea is... Oh, there's one there. There we go. Go off the edge, you little fucker. There you go. So the idea is only creepers can spawn in here, because creepers are a very specific height. So with trapdoors above the spawn platform, it makes it too short for skeletons and variants like that to spawn. So the only thing short enough to be able to spawn here is a creeper. And we've got a cat in the middle there to scare the... Oh, he should be sitting in the middle. You should be sitting in the middle. You shouldn't be allowed to get on the trapdoors. That's why the trapdoors are there, to stop you from sliding out. Whatever. So the cat scares the creepers off the edge, because creepers are scared of cats. So the cat is there to move the creepers off the edge, and when they get there, they eventually fall down this drowning trap here. Well, not drowning trap, but water chute. And so when they get down here, if they didn't drown already up the top there, they burn on the magma cube, where their gubs are collected by this chest. Hey, Commander!
Oh boy, oh boy! Oh, hey, pat on the back! Pat on the back for this guy! Bubbles up and dub dub!
Can we just stop for a moment to thank Commander Sage for the sub? Well, hang on. Why is my... Ah, there we go. Prime sub. You weren't showing up on my activation this day, but that's because you're Prime sub and I had that turned off for some reason. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Splash love in the chat, please. Oh, I guess there was only one pig here. There's supposed to be more than one pig here, but when we converted this across to Bedrock, there was one pig, and I was like, hey, where'd the other pigs go? But I guess something happened. But yeah, basic... I forget why we built the pig... I think we built the pig farm just to have a pig farm, basically. I don't think we needed it for anything. Sheep farm, which we built over here while we were doing the library, basically, because we needed a bunch of wool. It was more population, but we killed them off as we didn't need them, because spawn limits in this version of Minecraft. There are a very, very, very limited number of animals you can keep at any one time. So if I had too many sheep, my meat farm would stop working, and vice versa. Do not want enough. Yeah, no, sorry. The one thing I didn't mention up there as well. I mean, spiders are of course short enough to spawn in this area. The way we prevent spiders from spawning is these things here. Spiders need a very specific amount of space to spawn, and if you arrange slabs like this, they can't spawn. Oh, there's another creeper over there. See? Farm does work! It just, for some reason, it's incredibly inefficient when I AFK near it. It seems to be working alright now, though. There's another creeper over there already. But we built this for fireworks, basically. We needed gunpowder for fireworks for a lighter flight. It's the only reason I needed a creeper farm. But yeah, the little slabs scattered over the floor here means there's not enough room for a spider to spawn. Alright. Now this over here, unlike most of this, the library and where the iron farm are the only natural islands that are in this area of ocean. So where we built the island, the library used to be a small sandbar island, not very big, maybe sort of maybe 10 by 20 blocks ish. Oh, and the graveyard as well. That was a natural island as well, but we'll get to that. So yeah, the library, the graveyard, and this area here, and of course that over there, were the only natural islands that we built on. Everything else was built on man-made pontoons or docks. But over here, this used to be a big island. This used to be a big hilly island, but you know, like that, big hilly thing. But we tore it down to nothing. We tore it down to sea level so we could build here our iron farm, which is, you know, typical iron farm design. Slightly different than some, because I also combined it with a villager breeder. Most iron farms don't include a breeder in them. They use a breeder elsewhere, but I combined the two. So we've got our villager pouch back here, as per normal in an iron farm. We've got the iron golem spawning zone up here, as per normal in an iron farm. Very, very standard common stuff. The doors there to make it a valid village, all that kind of stuff. The way mine is different is I've got a secondary pouch over here with villagers here. One farmer and one little purple guy. So the idea is they sort of, you know, the farmer harvests carrots, they feed each other back and forth, and they breed. And when they breed, the little guys have enough room to fall down that gap through here, because they're short, and then they get split down these two tubes. I don't need two tubes, I need two tubes for symmetry's sake, because I like symmetry. It just felt nice having the tubes arranged like that than having sort of one offside tube or one tube down the middle and shit like that. So yeah, those guys are actually active breeders, or at least they were. I think it's broken right now because they're all full of carrots and something great. I haven't seen them breed in a while, but it used to work really quite well. So yeah, the iron farm was always really quite good to me. Gave us all the red flowers and iron we could ever need, really. I only ran out of iron once, and that was when we were doing something ridiculous with about a bajillion hoppers. So underneath the iron farm is where we build the villager trading center. Because this is the purpose of the breeder, of course, to give us villages for the trading center. See, I knew there was a green guy. That green guy disappeared in Bedrock. Do green guys not translate? Are the village idiots not in Bedrock? Was that what the deal is? Because he disappeared when we did the world conversion yesterday. Or 2 days ago, I should say. 3 days ago. Whatever it was. Anyway, so yeah. This you know, the breeder guys drop into these tubes over here. They get pushed along the wall into this area here, where I can collect them and put them into alcoves if they're useful. Or I can just punch them to death if they're not useful. Got a little decoration on the wall here, just some library books and stuff like that to make it look cool. Chests full of various trading bits and pieces back and forth. And this thing here just because it looks cool. And one very, very special villager over here. This guy right here. This guy has the mending books. Zoop. Where's your mending book? There it is. Mending! Super important to find a guy with mending books. But all the other guys are sort of general. None of them are especially good trades. I didn't spend a very long finding the most awesome trades possible, but, you know, I had all the resources I need for a little villager trading center down here. Also in Bedrock, this breaks as well. I use these iron trapdoors to keep them in their alcoves, but to not make them look like they're in jail cells. So it looks like they're standing there voluntarily. In Bedrock, though, turns out that mobs can just walk over that, even though they don't have enough head height to jump up. That's what keeps them there. Their heads hit the ceiling when they try and walk over that. In Bedrock, it doesn't work like that. So when I did the world conversion to Bedrock on this place, the villagers were just everywhere in here. The place was full of swarming idiots. It's very distracting. Alright. Another signature part of my world is we always build a Tower of Pimps. And this time we did it sort of magically floating over this little pond fountain thing here. The Tower of Pimps, if you don't know, is kind of a thing that was very, very common in the Achievement Hunter Minecraft Let's Plays. Haven't seen it in a while in the current series they're doing, but I'm sure it'll make a return. It's kind of a trophy when they did sort of mini-games against each other and stuff. But it was the Achievement Hunter guys that got me playing Minecraft in the first place. I was aware of Minecraft. Little pond here. I was aware of Minecraft for a while, but never gave it a go. Until I started watching the Achievement Hunter Minecraft Let's Plays, and I thought to myself, those guys are having a freaking awesome time. I need to actually try Minecraft at last. So I did. And I grew to love it very, very quickly. And so in tribute to that, in tribute to them, you know, forcing me over the line in trying Minecraft, every world I built, like every world I've done, we've had a Tower of Pimps in it somewhere. Just as a little salute to the AH crew. Alright. And then when Blunty was building this world, not let him keep building for long. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute when we get to the graveyard. That whole gimmick. You guys trolling me. So this is a reasonably late edition of the world as well. We did have sort of various mine shafts around the world. They've all closed up now. I built a permanent mine shaft here, but by the time I built this, I really didn't need to mine much. I was fairly material rich, so we only ever went down one shaft really. All these other alcoves I had prepared for mining, never got to. But it's a cool design down here anyway. I kind of like it with my little lava lighting system around the edge there, held back by, you know, slabs and bits and pieces. We might recreate this in the new world as our proper mining place, because I feel bad that I never got to use it properly. Just one shaft. My mine shaft got shafted, but only once. So we might copy paste that design, use it again in the new world. So I worked hard on it to make it look cool. Alright. Over here, we have our gold farm. So this is a basic low efficiency gold farm. The idea is we've got a big nether portal up here, well, relatively big nether portal. So every now and again, a zombie pigman will spawn on the overworld side of a nether portal. And when they do, my little snowman buddies here will peg snowballs at them to make sure they fall off. And when they fall off... Oh, you're not supposed to be down here as well. Were you a chicken jockey? I think this guy used to be a chicken jockey. He might have survived the fall because he was a chicken jockey. His chicken died, but he survived. Because he shouldn't be able to spawn there, I don't think. Or can he? No, he can, because of that. Or whatever. No, he can't, because there's slabs. Whatever. So yeah. This never worked particularly efficiency as well, but it did work. And I didn't really need that much gold by the time I built it. I just wanted a gold farm because every world should have a gold farm, I believed. Let me go ahead and... what am I trying to do here? Let me go ahead and set it to day so we can see this thing a little bit better. I said, let me go ahead and set it to day. There we go. So yeah, kind of a Japanese gate design style thing with little wings off the edge there. I kind of like it. Farm looks like a giant shrine gate. Yeah, I was just saying. That was kind of the inspiration. Kind of that Japanese shrine gate kind of aesthetic going for it. Because I do like the Japanese architectural aesthetic. So, over here's my lighthouse, which is currently not running, apparently. Might have broken again. So the idea was we never really took a boat over here because it can be fucked taking boats when I've got boots on that let me swim just as fast as a boat. So this is a little lighthouse. Again, a lighthouse is something I've tended to build in a few worlds. Not for any particular reason, then lighthouses is kind of neat. So we got a little lighthouse keeper bedroom down here with his wet weather gear. His yellow wet weather gear over here. Little table for when he has mates around. Little kitchen out here with a nice pretend view. Sink. Cooktop. Cupboards. That kind of crap. Understair cupboards there. There's nothing in there. It's just aesthetics. Little veranda out here. Nice. Let's go see if we can turn this on again though. Hopefully the redstone hasn't broken. Zip. Excuse me, I said zip. Thank you. Please let me through. Thank you. Alright, so this is redstone I nicked from a image I found online. I don't know who originally did the design. I just found the image through Google image search when I just searched redstone lighthouse. And I found an image with this schematic on it. So the idea is we should... it took a while to actually get this running. I did have to fiddle with it a bit. We did this live on stream trying to get the redstone working. Eventually to get it. So we give that a punch and the thing sort of cycles around. I've done lighthouses in a couple of different ways. Used to use mine carts to go around and hit activation rails and shit like that. That works alright. This works pretty well. And it's reasonably resource efficient as far as redstone goes, but it does tend to break when we go to and from the dimensions into the nether and stuff. When we come back it sometimes breaks, but that's alright. Not so much work to turn it on again. But yeah, as you can see, a reasonably convincing lighthouse animation as it sweeps around. Not bad. Alright, what else have we got to talk about before we get to the graveyard? I think that was everything, wasn't it? I mean, there's still the, we go through the portal and look at the, actually, let's do that first. I will save the graveyard for last. Oh, we didn't talk about Blarg, did we? Oh, or the zombie farm, or the slime farm. Oh, we got lots to do. Still got lots to do. Getting way ahead of myself. Basic tree farm over here, just nothing special. It's not automated or anything, it's just an area where we grow trees. Nice and safe, all lit up and everything. This used to be a mountain back here. The tree farm used to be a mountain. This used to be a mountain of sand back here. As you can see, dead flat sand over there. That's where we harvested most of the sand we need for the glass we've been using. And this building here was intended to be a creeper farm, but again, a failed creeper farm. The mechanics of creeper spawning in the console editions are just a bit wackadoo, and this never worked properly. But it's a cool looking build, and so I left it there. This is my slime farm. So this is a swamp over here. We build a nice platform for slimes to spawn on. When they spawn, they go, oh, hey, there's an iron golem. I'm going to go punch him. And then they can't get close enough to him to punch him because they get shredded by the cactus. And then they get collected. And a little safe AFK spot here as well. So that's all fairly straightforward. Yeah, so the idea was these chambers back here all along the walls were going to be creeper spawn zones. I've torn down the mechanics for it since then, but they were going to spawn all around the edges using that little trapdoor trick, and then they were going to fall down the various channels here, and then they're going to go all through all these fancy channels, along they go, get piped up these tubes and dumped in the middle, where I would kill them or drown them or whatever. But it never did work. Again, the mechanics I used to design this work perfectly in Java. I haven't tried them in Bedrock, but they did not work at all here. So I built this entire, kind of cool looking area, and it just never ever worked. I didn't have a heart to break it down again. But I like the design, so I left it alone. Alright. So down here we have our zombie farm. We found a, I was carving out an area trying to make a squid farm. Another misguided attempt because console mechanics screwed me over. Excuse me. But yeah, as we were carving out this hole here, trying to make a squid farm, I accidentally stumbled across a zombie spawner, which is sort of directly underneath me about here. So the idea is we stand over here, we're close enough to activate the spawner, The zombies get flooded into a water elevator, get picked up, dropped in front of me. This used to be a manual farm, so we used to kill them manually to get their gubs and experience, but then I built an ender. Didn't need their experience anymore, so I converted it across to be an automatic killer. Oh, here we go. Got some zombies. We should be able to see one float up in a second. What other ship? Oh yeah, right, the raft. Yeah, we'll get to that. So there we go, you can see the zombies going up the water elevator now. Water elevators is another thing that's going to change in the new version. With the new water physics, we can do things a bit differently. So any second now, I'll get the first zombie dropping down, and he'll die. There he goes. On the magma block he is. Oof. So we had a little system back here to cook up their swords and shovels and stuff they dropped, just to get a few bit of extra gold and iron from time to time. Or if they drop things like potatoes, why not have it there? Yeah, pretty straightforward. I'm going to fly up this way. Zerp. I said zerp. There we go. But yeah, this was originally going to be a squid farm. Bit silly building a squid farm next to this, but whatever. But the thing is, in console edition Minecraft, and I don't know about Bedrock yet, we'll have to double check Bedrock. But in Java, this doesn't matter. But in the console edition, squids only spawn in ocean biomes. It doesn't matter how much water you have or where it is. If it's not an ocean biome, squids won't spawn. Or if it's not a river or whatever this is, because squids do spawn in there. That's where I got my squids from. I just manually hunted them in the swamp. But in Java, if you put some water down below level 64, squids will spawn. It's fine. You can build a squid farm anywhere you like. But not in console, apparently. Because F you, I guess. Alright, so this over here... This we did for a charity stream. Which was the Generosity 4 charity stream, January 2018, so 6 months ago now. And this is the Plantation of Love. So the gimmick was, as I was doing my little session in the charity stream, when someone would donate to the charity, we would plant them a tree. So I've got the big love heart thing here. So let's go pay our respects to the people who did donate through in that stream. AJ, are you here, AJ? You hanging around? Regular on my streams. Over here, this is really weird. I've never seen this happen before. But the Pulse Midget over here donated. We planted a tree for them. The tree never grew. The only thing that happened was a stump appeared. I've never seen that happen before or since in any version of Minecraft. I don't know whether it was supposed to be like a fallen tree that was going to spawn or something, and the bit that fell never spawned. I don't know what happened here, but we planted a seedling, and all we got was a stump with some vines on it, which is really quite funny. Left me quite baffled for a second. We've got a tree for Daryl back here. We got a tree for Ken RQ. Are you hanging around today? Ken RQ's another regular in my streams. I don't think I've seen him today, though. We got Pip Pip. She's a very regular. Says Pip Pip's tree. Over here we have Anonymous. I can't remember. I think that was me doing a typo or me making fun of the way someone said it. I can't remember why that was Anonymous rather than Anonymous, but whatever. And over here, where's the sign for this one? It's all underneath the leaves. There we go. Oh, there's another Anonymous. I forget what the total was for that stream, but we did all right. There's only, half a dozen trees or whatever it is here, but people were quite generous about it. One of the other things we did during the charity stream, what we were building in the charity stream, was this over here, which we dubbed the Mince Raft, because the guy who introduced me on stream said I was playing a game called Mince Raft. He was just trying to trigger people by mispronouncing Minecraft, just being a bit jokey. He was very, very tired. He was running the charity stream. He was very, very tired and overtired. And he thought it was hilarious to call it Mince Raft instead of Minecraft. So I dropped what I planned to do that stream, and I thought, bugger it, we're going to build a mince raft. So I built a boat out of bones, because mince is made of meat, and meat comes off bones. Made sense to me. So, and by then I did have a bone farm, which I'll show you in a second. That's in the other area. So we built a boat out of bones for the mince raft. We get a little dabbing... a little dabbing guy up the front here as our figurehead. I did actually... the one and only time I've ever dabbed in public is on that stream, and I did it for charity. But we've got a little dabbing cart at the front here. And inside the boat, we... oh! All the... well, some of the armour has disappeared from our crew. That was weird. But yeah, we filled this... The cows... There were cows and stuff in here, but we killed the cows to try and get the cow farm working again, I think. But yeah, we had... we filled this with 2 of every mince-based animal. So you get lamb mince and pork mince and beef mince. So we had, you know, 2 of a couple of animals of the mince animals in the mince raft. So we had sheep semen and sheep semen. I just forgot. I made too many name tags. I accidentally made too many name tags, so everything called sheep semen. Because they're seamen. They're men of the sea. Oh yeah, we filled that with meat too. But with rotten flesh, because that's no good for making mince. Or dancing go back here as well. So every time someone donated, we would sort of put armor on these things as well. No horse mince. We did debate putting a horse in there, but I think the charity chat decided against horse mince. All right, so of course we kind of glossed over Blarg at the beginning of the stream as well. There's a little trampoline down here made of slime. We jump off Blarg sometimes to bounce onto this. Boingy, boingy, boingy. Trampoline! So this is Blarg. Blarg is another signature move in Blunty Worlds. He's only been in a couple of worlds so far, but going forward I think he's going to be in every world. But in my second PC world we built a giant zombie out of wool. We did that because we were using Lucky Blocks, Java modded Lucky Blocks in that world. Out of one of those Lucky Blocks came a giant zombie, because that's something you can spawn in code, but they don't have any AI, so they don't chase you around or anything. But it's a legacy bit of Minecraft that were going to be in the game at one point, but then they decided against it. But the code is still there to spawn in a giant zombie in Java. But we couldn't keep him around, no matter what we did. We put a name tag on him, we put him in a boat, put him in a minecart. He would always despawn when we went away. So, in an effort to remember that particular donation that triggered that Lucky Block opening, because we tied the Lucky Blocks to tip jar stuff. So every time someone tipped $5 or more, we'd open a Lucky Block. Chaos would ensue. Haha, fun times. So we made a giant wool zombie in the second PC world who would drool water as it was nearby a village. So every time a villager walked across a pressure plate, I would send a redstone signal across and he would drool water, which was fun. Made me smile every time. Just occasionally you'd see the zombie drooling. That's why we called him Blarg. Blah! Because that's the sound you make when you drool. But when we got into this world, it was after they added concrete, which does not burn. So we could use lava as our spew. So we made a concrete Blarg. And he has a light sensor in his head. A little daylight sensor, redstone mechanic inside his head here. So every time it goes nighttime, these pistons pull back and release the lava flow out of his mouth. When daylight comes, these don't get any light anymore from the little hole up here, and so the pistons shut off, and he stops drooling lava. So he only drools lava at night, where it looks all dramatic and cool. In the last build stream we did in this world, we gave him the crown, we gave him his magical staff, and we gave him this kind of magnificent cape, which I'm really happy with how it turned out. Really does look very drape-like. I'm not very good at these organic, sort of flowy shapes. As you might be able to tell, most of my builds are very structured and, you know, but the cape, I'm kind of proud of how it came out. It looks like a cape. It sells cape. But yeah, King Blarg, now Emperor Blarg, watches over this world and will do forevermore. He's kind of magnificent, isn't he? Kind of magnificent. Alright, where's my portal? Hello there. Get off my house. Or my bunny hutch, actually. Alright, so off to the Nether we go. I hate the Nether in this particular world. I'm not sure whether this is a thing that happens in console editions or it's just this particular Nether because there's so much empty lava space or something, but I cannot be outside in this Nether without constantly being attacked by where are they? I heard one. Heard one. The little floating white squids of doom. There you go. These things. Ghasts. They spawn like 3 at a time, constantly. Anytime I'm outside, I can't spend more than, literally, I'm not even kidding, 15 seconds, maybe, before I get attacked by at least one of these things, every single time. Which is why everywhere in my nether, I've got caged off in one way or another. Glass tubes, walkways, all that kind of stuff. It's horrible. But yeah, my portal in my overworld there happened to spawn pretty much directly inside, as you saw there, a nether fortress. So that was nice and convenient. But this is my... Actually, let's fly. This is my little shortcut to basically the edge of the world, where we finally found a ocean monument. It builds a very German, you say. Whoop! It's easy. So yeah, this portal here is basically the edge of the nether. You can't see it from the way I built it, but there's a wall of netherrack near where that portal is. And I can show you if we go to the overworld, actually, before we go anywhere else. Alright, the ocean that goes out that way. That's the edge of the world out there. Or is it that way? I think it's more that way. But yeah, basically we're right next to the world border here. We can't go any further this way. It just stops. Because limited world sizes. So yeah, over here is where we found our ocean monument. We never did dry it out completely. Never did have to, really. But these are the corners of it. They've got marked off here. I was going to build walls of sand and do the whole empty out the ocean monument to make it very, very efficient as a farm and all that kind of crap, but never got around to it because it's so tedious to do. It's so tedious. Yeah, just a little sort of tundra thing there. We built the bridge just because I felt I needed a bridge to the overland. I don't really like that bridge. It's not very good. But it's a bridge. It works as... Oops, it easy. It works as a bridge. Now, you're probably starting to see the immense lag that this area has. Please get down the ladder. Thank you. In the world conversion to Bedrock, this lag goes away. Bedrock is much more efficient when it comes to lag of certain things, but the the flowing water and the flowing lava and the hoppers in this area all combine to make a pretty useful prismarine farm for a start. Also some squid. But they all combine together to make an immense amount of lag. My frame rate has dropped catastrophically. It's not too bad right now, actually. It's usually a little bit worse than this. But sometimes it drops down to like maybe sort of 12 or something. But yeah, when we found the ocean monument, as I was clearing out the caves underneath, I was very, very lucky. We found a spider... We found a couple of spider spawners, actually, but we found a spider spawner right here. And it just happened to be very, very, very close to a skeleton spawner, which is over here. So we built this little room in an attempt to build an AFK spot that would activate both skeleton and spiders at the same time, so I could farm spider web by using a little drowning trap here. So they spawn, they get flooded into a little chamber here. They go, oh no, the chamber's full of water, I better try and swim up. Oh no, there's glass at the top, I can't swim anywhere. Oh no, I'm drowning. And all your string is mine. So that works perfectly fine. And over here, we have the skellies. Fairly standard skelly flood trap here. You know, they spawn, they get pushed into a corner. From the corner, I lift them up using a little water elevator so I can drop them onto some magma cube in order to kill them for their bones and their arrows. Which I've recently cleared out that as well. But, unfortunately, this spider spawner and the skelly spawner are just far enough away. There was no one block I could AFK on that would activate them both. Because you need to be within 16 blocks of these spawners for them to go sparky sparky and start actually generating mobs. If you're too far away, they go dark and they don't generate mobs. So I had to build some sort of mechanism that I could AFK in, but would activate both at the same time. So what I came up with was this little water channel, which I swim around on top of soul sand to keep me nice and slow, so I spend a decent amount of time near the spawner. So right about here I'm in range of the skelly spawner. So we let the water push us around. This is all hands-free AFK. Got some spider webs in the corner just to slow me down a little bit extra. To give that skelly spawner a little more time to go. Skelly, 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 skelly. And let me just push through it here. And you can see the soul sand underneath. And same thing on the other side. We've got a little slow stream here. A little bit of spider web over here as well. Just to keep us in range of that spider spawner long enough for it to do its job. Without the soul sand and without the spider webs, we go around just a bit too quickly to make those farms very efficient. So this is my jury-rigged solution for getting that done. I did try minecarts and all that kind of stuff, but they're all too fast as well. I need a slow circular thing, so this is what I came up with to solve that issue. And it worked great. We get tons of bones, as you saw from our mince raft, and tons of string. This is the way we used to get up before I built the underground tunnel over there, before we built out all of this. But yeah, I never really drained the outside of this farm, but it's efficient enough. It gave me all the things I needed for what relatively small amounts of sea lanterns I needed. But I did hollow out the inside of the ocean monument. So this is nothing but walls in here. There was, you know, of course, a bunch of rooms and stuff, as there always is, but I just hollowed it out. Which made that farm efficient enough. I think this is some saw stuff. Yeah, the Magic Ocean Monument with the all the spiders. The other thing about that Ocean Monument, by the way, is it had like 5 sponge rooms. I got nearly 3 stacks of sponges out of that singular Ocean Monument. It was insane. Every time I broke through a wall, there was another sponge room. I've never seen it happen like that. I think it might have done that because, I don't know, maybe the code says there has to be a certain number of sponges in the world or something, and the Ocean Monument that was supposed to spawn near my base never spawned. Of course, we built the world just before Ocean Monuments were added to this version of Minecraft or something. I don't know what it was, but there's an area near my base you can go to. You can see all the Guardians swim around, but there's no Ocean Monument there. It never spawned. Same thing with the Woodland Mansion. There's an area near my base that was supposed to have a Woodland Mansion. Never spawned because we explored that area before they were added to the game. Sad face. Off in this direction, there's nothing really but another portal, which is... it takes us to a village. Actually, we should go see that village. The village was the original place where we set up our basic survival before we explored to find where our base is now. Oh, I'll go down here in a minute. This is a pathway to the end portal. Oh, looks like... Oh, no, that's not. It's this one over here. So this is where we first came into the Nether. From somewhere near spawn. Alright. There we go. And if we fly over this way, there should be a village. There's the village. So this is the first village we raided for basic resources. I set up shop in their... looks like I've still got a villager sealed away there. An important trading villager. I set up shop in the blacksmithery. That's where I had my bed, my sort of base, my first chest. See one of my chests there as well. Over here is where I tried to make another squid farm. Before I realized the error I was making in the mechanics. Again, squids only spawn in ocean biomes. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how cool your squid farm is, or how perfectly you make the squid farm. This is the exact clone of the squid farm I've used twice in Minecraft, in Bedrock Worlds. It just didn't work. So yeah, over here there used to be a pen full of cow and sheep for basic food, and my first little wheat farm over here as well. This portal used to go somewhere slightly not very useful, I think. And there might be another portal over here somewhere. I think there was one over here that we never used. But yeah, this is the first place we sort of started to get survival ready. Before we set out to explore the land to try and find where we are now. There's a little mine shaft down there and a little cave down there we got a few first iron from and things like that. Alrighty. Now, let's take you to the end. And I can show you what I've done there. And when we're done with the end, we'll be taken back to base. And I can finally show you the graveyard. Man, this has taken longer than I thought. I did a lot more in this world than I thought. I thought maybe this will take half an hour, maybe an hour. But we're going for an hour now. And I'm still not even done. It's a big world to explore and explain. And go across all the stuff we've done. What are you on, server world or realm? Neither. This is a local world. Solo, single player, survival world. 8 sponge... I think, yeah, it might have been 8 sponge rooms. Either way, it was way, way, way too many sponge rooms. I'm going to have to break through this wall, because in creative mode, you teleport instantly through these things, so I can't walk through that to get to the other side. So I'm just going to have to do this. Okay. So yeah. It took us a while to find this place, but we eventually did find it. And, zerp. So we spawned in a little box, basically. Which I kind of like when that happens in the end. When you spawn in a box underground, you're nice and safe. You can get prepared. Alright, so end dragon fight. Bang, bang, bang. Got that all sorted. There's our little portal to the end city, where we got our elytra and our shulker boxes and all that kind of crap. No need to go through that. It looks like any other end city. But what I came here to show you is my ender. My ender farm. So, what we have here is an endermite in a minecart. Endermen hate endermites, and endermites come out of ender pearls sometimes. Sort of a random chance for them to come out. But endermen will chase an endermite down, so you can use an endermite to bait endermen into a trap. I've got water back here so they don't try and get at it from this side. So eventually they'll try and get him from this side, because it's the only path they see for him. And we use the old trapdoor trick to make them think there's solid ground there. So they rush in, try and get to this guy to try and kill him. And they wind up falling down the chute. You would usually build an ender farm off to the side, like out on a little man-made island, not on the main end island. But the way the console version here works on Switch, there's not enough room out there. You can't get far enough away. You literally hit the build limit before you're out of spawn distance of this thing. So we had to build it on the main island, which does hurt efficiency a little bit, but it's not too bad. We still got everything we needed for jeez, left a bunch of shit behind, didn't I? Zip, 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 zip. So yeah, here's where we came to sort of murder the Enderman to get experience and ender pearls for experience for repairing all our mending tools and shit like that. And literally every ender pearl on the planet. So many more ender pearls than I can ever use. I wish there was another use for ender pearls. I wish you could like melt them down into something useful. Yeah, that's a dragon. We never bothered to harvest the dragon egg. I decided to leave it there. Zip. So yeah, that is all our survival world stuff. That's what we did in this world. There's one more thing I can show you, which is our graveyard here. I built this in creative before I started streaming this world, and we're going to have a similar graveyard in the new survival world as well, because this is the gimmick for tips that we used while streaming. So anytime you tipped $5 or more, you would get a gravesite and a block relative to the value of the tip. And this is the graphic I'm using for the new world. So the cheers part wasn't part of this world, but the tip amounts for the blocks were the same. $5 for lapis, $10 for gold, $20 for emerald, and diamond for $50 or more. In the new world, we're also going to add mopeds onto the side of these blocks for cheer amounts as well, because we're adding cheering rewards as a sort of thank you gimmick for when people do that. But yeah, so we're going to go through these graves one by one and thank everybody properly for the support, monetary support of the stream. Some of these guys are subscribers also, but you know, maybe we should do something for subscribers in the new world as well. The sword you always forget. Yeah, I used to always forget to take my ender sword as well. The one without the flame on it, so the ender wouldn't jump out of the portal. So, Reedy, 1185, thank you very much. We got over here Extreme Game DNA, or as I called him, Extreme Game Dinner. 3 emerald blocks right there. Glorious. Isn't that glorious? Look at that. We've got Omicron here. I haven't seen Omicron in the streams for a while, but very generous, very, very generous supporter of the stream. A couple of diamond blocks there. Check that out. Diamond. We've got Blackjack over here. Thank you very much. We've got Krilly over here. Thank you very much. Also a very generous supporter of the stream. Regular around these parts. Color Shy the Doll. I haven't seen Color Shy the Doll in the stream in a while, but hang around for a little while there. Was very engaged in chats. Thank you very much. Oh, we did have one spare grave over here. I thought I might have had one spare. Icy Noob. Thank you very much. Look at that. So Tara Pimps with a cap of emerald. Beautiful. We got Sam Toucan over here. Thank you very much. We got Xbox. Yay. Thank you. Skull Kid Ray, who holds the record for the tallest tower, by the way, as well as probably the most generous tipper we've had. As you can see, every block gold. Some of these were actually more than the minimum $10 donation, but because Skull Kid was generating so often and so regularly and so generously, I bent the rules a few times. So when they would have had a block of a different color, of emerald, for example, I gave them 2 gold blocks instead of the emerald, just because obviously they were going for a thing. So that is exactly 64 blocks of gold, by the way. Exactly 1 stack of gold on that one grave. So extra special thank you to Skull Kid Ray. You're one of the most generous we've had around here. Hans Hayes, thank you very much. Glad Bluntier's been keeping a running total of the stream tips. That would be the fuck out of me. Computer over here. Very, very generous. Thank you. A couple of diamond blocks there. Unjaunted Fear. Thank you very much. Official Eyes. Thank you very much. Look at that. We've got a... Oh no. It's a little, I was going to say it's a blue Tower Pimps, but there's one too many. Tower Pimps has to be 4. Super Tower Pimps. Thank you, Fish. Fish also one of my mods, by the way. Very, very handy guy to have around in chat. Socrates over here. That's not a username. There was a bit of a running gag for a while. And I think I've condensed a couple of the gravestones into that, but there was a running gag for a little while of people donating under names of famous philosophers, because we're having a talk about philosophy or something. So at one point Socrates donated, and then it became sort of a running gag. A bunch of different people were donating under that name. It's very funny. I wish I'd recorded that stream, actually. Wake77, another very regular supporter of the stream. Thank you very much. Farmer Joe. Boink, right there. Gold, lovely. Thank you. El Nero Diablo, whose name I love, by the way. Just El Nero Diablo. It's just a great name to say, isn't it? Got a kind of Emerald Tower Pimps there. I like that. Alright, round the back here, we got Jamafig. Thank you. We got Adrian L. 1996. Thank you. We have Big J Money. Thank you. We have Commander Joker, another username I love. Commander Joker. Just paints an image, doesn't it? We got Suregrath right here. Bam Bam, 2 gold. Matching it over here is Dutch Game Addict. Bam Bam, 2 gold. Round the back, Palmero, who I think I misspelt your name there, didn't I? Are you in chat at the moment, Pally? I'm pretty sure I misspelt your name, but thank you anyway. Dideon, thank you. Shadow Guy 22, thank you. Can't go back to Savory now. I don't remember if that was a joke or that's an actual username, but thank you. Awake77 says, more than once Blunty tried to give me a second grave and accent. Yeah, the thing is, with this many names to remember, I had trouble remembering whether someone had donated before. So very often when someone would donate, I was like, do you already have a grave? I can't remember. And then I'd have to find it, and my memory. Nato62, thank you very much right there. Carablade, thank you. Look at that. Just perfectly symmetrical. Beautiful. RP someone. Again, I can't remember if that's a username or what we did there, but yeah, thank you. Anthony Cobb01, thank you very much for your Emerald donation. Unhinged S, thank you. We have over here Governor of Gaming. Wait, did we do you already? I think we did this side already, didn't we? Jezashiv? Maybe we didn't. Thank you. Another big gold tower right here. Oh, except he didn't quite... He kind of lost his nerves at the end here, didn't he? But with a couple of big diamond ones and a lappy up there as well. It was going for gold. Gems, 515. Thank you very much. Alright, let's not get confused about which I've done and which I haven't done yet. Let's come around here. Star Sapphire Queen. I believe that was done in her honor. I don't think Star has ever directly donated, but occasionally people donate in her name. It's become a bit of a thing over the years. AJ was on Twitch. Thank you very much, AJ. But yeah, I love my Emerald Terra Pimps in the graveyard. Yeah, I mean, it's glorious, isn't it? Look at it. It just stands out. Beautiful. Mesa Blip, thank you very much there. We have Jag4411. Another name I like to say. There's something nice about that number. 4411. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Cheers, Jag. Appreciate it. A couple of little graves over here. We've got Sounds of the Banana. Another username I love. Thank you very much there. We got Jimt660 or JMT. Did I do the ones on this side yet? I don't think I did. No, we did, AJ. And, yeah, we did AJ and Star Sapphire over there. Ooh, man. So many people. So many kind people being generous. It's unbelievable. Oh, right, yeah. Evil, Sophie, Gibra. Someone in chat want to explain that one? Tweed for all, thank you very much. Look at this. Forgot that one, did you, Jammets? Did you? Yeah, we got a little alcove here. This is where we get our blocks from. Obviously, all these blocks we couldn't have mined in creative. This is the only... oh, sorry, in survival. This is the only creative stuff we did was make sure we had enough blocks for the graveyard. Sass Factory over here. I love Sass. She hasn't popped in a while. She's doing it right there. RIP Pig Tourist Man. Yeah, we gave... There was a zombie pigman. This grave is in his honor. A little bit of another story from the stream. Paul Many Numbers, who I don't believe I've ever said your numbers out loud, so let's do that. Paul 1983 190. I've always called him just Paul Many Numbers, because fuck that username, really. Over here we've got Lemon Sherbet Candy, another username I love. Thank you very much. And over here, another gag one. Erdiclux. And I was like, man, that username is really hard to say when they started donating. I want you to read that backwards, though. Skull Kid Ray. It took me 3 blocks before I figured out what was going on there. Skull Kid didn't want to mess up their perfect 64 block high tower of gold, but still wanted to keep giving money. So they started trolling me with a fake reversed name. And I was very embarrassed it took me so long to... Because I had such trouble trying to pronounce that name. It should have clicked in my head. That's a very weird arrangement of letters and a very unusual arrangement. I should have gone, you know... A smart person would have realised a lot sooner that that's Skull Kid Ray backwards. That little Perfect Terra Pimp there is a bonus. My Air Miles, thank you very much there. This over here we'll come back to after we're done the rest of the tour. This is a special grave back there. Bam Machiavelli. So many usernames I love saying. Bam Machiavelli. Jasper Bib 94, one of our most generous, of course, here with another very, very tall tower. Thank you very much, Jasper. You know I appreciate it. Over here, and again, big generous tower right here. Silly Buggers, another username I love. Over here's Tobes in the middle. Just poor old short Tobes. Just everywhere he looks, surrounded by big shafts. You feel inadequate, Tobes? I appreciate it. And Izzy, of course, another one of our high rollers, as it were. So, can we give Zerp? All the way up. There we go. And I think, yeah, Izzy did wind up eclipsing. That's it. These two were fighting for a while about who could have the tallest tower. Skull Kid's over here just going, brrr, screw you guys. But these two had a little bit of a rivalry going for a while. But Izzy, in the last couple of streams, was just like, you know what? If the world's going to end, my tower's going to be bigger. No. Sorry, Jasper. So thank you very much to each and every one of you in the graveyard here, and to anyone who cheered along the way as well. We're going to have a cheer reward in the new world, but didn't have one in this world. And of course, a lot of these people are also subscribers as well here on Twitch, so thank you very much for that as well. And thank you to those of you who subscribed who didn't get a graveyard, because that's the way the gimmick works. So this broke completely when we converted across to bedrock. This is a special secret grave. Jammets, thank you very much. Speaking of cheers. So we walk across here. Boop. Oh. Let's try that again. There we go. Got to walk sideways a bit so we slide off that. So that's a secret entrance. Absolutely busted in bedrock. Does not work at all. Doesn't even trigger. Don't even hear any pistons in bedrock. But that's a little secret entrance. You step on the thing, the dirt pulls out of the way, you disappear down here. This is our enchanting room. So we got a little potion thing up there, our enchantment thing here, supplies over here. Oops, easy. Put those there. Nope. So when we're going to want to get back out again, out of our cool little spooky room, let's just take a moment to appreciate this. So really, I mean, it's a very, very small room, but I like how spooky and creepy it is for our enchantment purposes. Black carpet, purple highlights. So yeah, we punch this button, and slime kicks us out, and it closes behind us. Not my design. Couldn't even recreate it if I tried. I followed a YouTube tutorial. But one of my favorite little redstone entrances I've ever built. That little secret entrance right there. So, that, I believe, concludes... Whoops, it is. Slammed anything there. That concludes our world tour and our final goodbye to this Minecraft, or the survival Minecraft world, this Blunty MC Switch world. It was a lot of fun for the last year and a half we've had it. We've done a lot of cool stuff. Done a lot of dumb stuff. Had a lot of dumb deaths. And you guys have been amazing all the way through it. I've really enjoyed hanging out with you guys while we did all this. But now, it's time to retire this world. And it's time to start a brand new survival world in Minecraft Bedrock. Right over here. What I will do though is I'm going to stop the recording of this because I want to upload this world tour as a single self-contained file. And I'm also going to take a break because I need to get a fresh drink and stuff because I've been talking non-stop for an hour and a half about that world tour then. But yeah, while I'm gone, a little bit of RIP old world in the chat. A little bit of death emote, maybe the gravestone emote if you like, or whoever's emote you've got to represent whatever you need to. Press F to pay respects to the now retired world. I'm not deleting it. We can always come back and look at it. But we're retiring it as our streaming world, as our survival world on stream. When we come back from the break, we're kicking off a brand new world. New adventures await. New survival vulnerability awaits. I won't have my cool armor anymore and things like that. So, thank you very much, guys. And I'll see you in the new world.